What's cracking, my friends? Got a little bit of a filler video for you today, guys, just because making actual real big videos is very difficult, and I just feel like I gotta get some content out. So here's a little bit of a filler video, not much comedy or real editing, it's just kind of me talking about things, just so you know. I got real big edited videos coming out soon. Enjoy this, enjoy the video. Video games, they exist, and we got a lot of cool ones these days, but there are some games that I'd love to see get made, but simply just don't exist yet, or the idea has just not been spread around enough. So today, here's 4 games that don't currently exist, but I think should exist. Let's get weird, let's get wild, and let's get right into this. Listen here, Bandai Namco, alright? I know you guys are super busy retelling the story of Dragon Ball Z for the 80th time with your new Project Z game, but hear me out. A Dragon Ball Battle Royale game. Think about this, right? Battle Royale games are huge right now. You know, you got Apex Legends and Fortnite, just kind of the top 2 right now. They're huge. They're especially huge among like normies and the kind of people who don't usually play video games. So it's a safe bet that you can totally cash in on that market. And with a fan base like Dragon Ball, who I would only assume like seeing overtly powerful characters fight other overtly powerful characters, they'd eat that shit up. So I'm thinking that this game would have to be in the style of like the Tournament of Power, right? Where you got 80 players, or maybe bump it up to 100, just, you know, because that seems to be the standard for Battle Royale games. You got 100 players, all with their own customizable characters, fighting each other, trying to knock each other off the ring. Last man standing wins. Pretty simple. For moves, I think they should treat this kind of like a first-person shooter, like, you know, like your Call of Duty or whatever, where they give you all like the weapons right off the bat and you just like make your class. I think they should do the same thing but with like techniques and stuff like that. Maybe some like passive abilities and of course like an ultimate attack, which I think would be pretty cool. Basically, the player would create their own moveset and it would control kind of like a MOBA where you got like your 1 attack, your 2 attacks, so on, along with some universal stuff like, you know, punches and kicks and ki blasts and all that kind of stuff. It would control like a MOBA, play like kind of like one of the Xenoverse games, and then you'd have to knock each other off the edge like it's a Smash Brothers game. Like, that's pretty rad. Imagine making your own Dragon Ball OC, decking him out with all the iconic moves from the series, like the Kamehameha, Special Beam Cannon, Final Flash, whatever you want, and having them being able to transform once you build up enough meter. With the proper balancing and all that, that's like a solid game right there. Just off the top of my head, there are so many different attacks and techniques to choose from. You know, we have the aforementioned Kamehameha, Special Beam Cannon, Final Flash. Other lesser known ones like the Masenko, the Big Bang Attack, the Kikoho, Destructo Disc, Godon Ray, Solar Flare, Instant Transmission, Frieza's Giant Finger Ball. Like, what even is that? For ultimates or specials or whatever you want to call them, there could be like, there's basically 2 options you could go with. There's either a transformation, such as like a Super Saiyan or like a Golden Frieza, where you would just get temporary stat boosts and it would work kind of like Thanos did in Fortnite. But then there could also be like really just really strong attacks that would basically be like regular supers, kind of like a Spirit Bomb or like Vegeta's exploding move. And one of my personal favorites, the Kaioken. I love the Kaioken, it's just awesome. Again, with the right balancing, this would be pretty rad. Don't even lie. For, you know, like outfits and character customization like that, basically just do like the Fortnite business model where the players can buy certain clothes and just aesthetic things, like Goku's gi or Piccolo's like cape or whatever, and that's really it. It doesn't affect gameplay, it's just a cool aesthetic thing. After a while, the Tournament of Power stage would start like crumbling and breaking and keep pushing everybody towards the center more. And it's basically just kind of like Fortnite, but with a Dragon Ball twist on it. I like it. But think about it, maybe we aren't necessarily limited to just the Tournament of Power stage, because I would see how that would get kind of boring, because it's just like, you're just in space, and then there's like, you know, just a circle. Like, that's kind of boring. Like, I think they could definitely do more creative types of stages. You know how like in the Pokemon anime, when Ash was in the league or whatever, there would be like stages that he would be on, he would fight on, and they would like switch to like, you'd have like the grass stage, then you'd have like the ice stage. They would kind of switch around for literally no reason. I think they could definitely do that, but like with Dragon Ball, like on the Tournament of Power stage, like, oh, you could have like a Namek area or like an Earth area or like, you know, something like that, you know, kind of switch it up a little bit so it's not so monotonous. Definitely needs to be like breakable environments and stuff like that, so players can like create their own cover, because if you really think about it, the Tournament of Power is just like basically just an open circle. There's really no cover at all. There's really no like tacticalness to it. There's just like, oh, I'm gonna punch you, Kamehameha, and you know, there's really no really no strategy to it if there's just like an open field. You know, there's got to be a little bit of like, oh, I gotta dodge here, like, you know what I'm saying? And you know, maybe there could be other like game modes, like, you know, like a team deathmatch where we're kind of play like Xenoverse or like the Budokai games. You know, something like that. You know, just kind of switch it up because, you know, I could see how a battle royale would get kind of boring and monotonous after a while. But you know, come on, Bandai Namco, come on. I know you guys like making money, and I'd put money into this for sure, totally. So I think everybody likes Smash Brothers. I think it's just like a universal thing. Like, if you don't like Smash Brothers, what's wrong with you? I think, honestly, 25% of the enjoyment of the Smash Brothers series is just seeing all these characters from different series come together and fight each other. And Nintendo knows that we like that kind of stuff. So, guys, just ditch Mario Kart and give us Nintendo Kart already. Think about it. Characters like Link, the Inklings, and Animal Crossing characters are already in Mario Kart 8, so why not just go all out at that point? There's been rumors of like a Star Fox racing game for the Nintendo Switch lately. It's been forever and a half since we've had an F-Zero game, and by God, I think the world needs a Kirby's Air Ride 2. Like, please, for the sake of humanity, we need a Kirby's Air Ride 2 at the least. So I'm thinking, just combine all those ideas together, and you have a Nintendo Kart. You know, obviously you have to throw in some other characters, like maybe throw Samus in there, maybe some Pokemon characters, you know, whatever, bada boom, bada bing, Nintendo Kart. That's a dope kart racer right there.
But all of those games control differently and they would not work. It does not work. Gameplay no work, you stupid moron.
See, now that's where you're wrong, my idiotic friend. See, I think people severely underestimate the power of game modes. I mean, you could have everything scaled up or down to where, like, Mario's karts would be the same speed as an F-Zero racer. I mean, that sounds hectic enough to where it could be fun. But I think if there were a few different game modes for each series style of racing game, like you have a Mario Kart game mode where everybody's in their own like go-karts and it's, you know, it's basic Mario Kart, and then there's like an F-Zero style of game mode where everybody's got their own F-Zero race thingy, like it plays like an F-Zero game, something like that for each specific series style of racing game would be fantastic. Or maybe like an open world mode like Kirby's Air Ride. You know, there's so many different options they can go with, and then they can give everybody their own unique kart if they don't already have a kart, or like their own unique Star Fox R-Wing if they don't have one. And some characters like Samus could probably just use her spaceship in like the Star Fox game mode or whatever. You know, there's so many different options they can go with here that it's honestly a miracle that they haven't done such a thing already. Heck, while we're at it, just turn Mario Party into Nintendo Party. Not only would there be so many more characters to choose from, but that also creates a ton of new like board styles and mini games and all kinds of things based on the series represented in the game. It would be kind of like what Nintendo Land was trying to be, but just simply wasn't. So yeah, something like that, where you could have different types of mini games based on different types of series that exist. Plus all the other Mario Party minigames that exist already, you know. Heck, even ditch Mario Sports and just do Nintendo Sports. I want to see Link skateboarding next to Mario and Samus or something like that. You know, I just want to see some straight up bizarre stuff. That's what I'm saying. I know none of this is ever going to happen because it's Nintendo and they never give me what I want, but I'm sure that this would attract way more people than a basic Mario Kart or a Mario Party, because just simply the crossover aspect alone would sell like, you know, 5 million copies right there. But hey, a guy can dream, can they not? So lately, I've been playing on and off through the Kingdom Hearts games, and I gotta say, they make them all really accessible these days, with collections like Kingdom Hearts HD 1.5 plus 2.5 Remix, which contains 4 whole games and 2 movies. There's even the Kingdom Hearts Stories So Far collection that compiles every single Kingdom Hearts game that has ever been released before Kingdom Hearts 3 onto one disc for the PS4, making it all super accessible. It's because of things like this and the fact that I'm a huge proponent of game preservation that I think we definitely need way more collection games out there. I absolutely love the concept of game collections. Like, you've got the recent Crash Insane Trilogy and Spyro Reignited Trilogy, which are even sometimes bundled together just because of the Crash and Spyro dynamic. You've got the Nathan Drake collection, the Borderlands Handsome collection. Sonic has had like 8,000 collections over the years. And heck, even Nintendo has done this before with the Kirby 20th Anniversary Collection and Metroid Prime Trilogy on the Wii. It's Nintendo specifically that I want to hone in on here because they really need to get back on this kind of thing. I know there's been rumors of like the Metroid Prime Trilogy being released on the Nintendo Switch, and Whether or not that's true, we're yet to see. I guess we've got to wait till E3 or the next Nintendo Direct or whatever. But you know, they've kind of been doing this with like the mini consoles or the classic collection, like, you know, the SNES Mini and the NES Mini, those kind of things. They've kind of been doing that lately, but they kind of capture the essence of the specific console generation, and not specifically of a particular franchise. Like, I think the Kirby 20th Anniversary Collection did this super well, where they had not only 6 full games from Kirby's history up until that point, but also art, character bios, a timeline of Kirby's history and development, and the whole thing just oozed Kirby. Why Nintendo has not given this treatment to their 2 flagship series, Mario and Zelda, I will never know. Like, imagine a Mario collection on the Nintendo Switch that has all of Mario's major releases since 1985. Or imagine a Zelda collection with every main Zelda game since its inception. Obviously this is wishful thinking and Nintendo would never do this, but we're getting to that point where Mario and Zelda have been series that have been around for almost 40 years, spanning multiple console generations. Nintendo is usually pretty good about getting their older games on newer systems, like with the Virtual Console and whatever they're doing with Nintendo Switch Online these days. And the games that don't end up on there are usually remade, like what they did with Wind Waker on the Wii U, but there are still games that have never left their original console, like Mario Sunshine and Mario Galaxy. Twilight Princess has been on 3 console generations in a row, yet Mario Sunshine is barely ever mentioned by Nintendo. So Nintendo, let me just say, take all of your big major releases of foreign IP, remaster them, or even remake them entirely if you want to, and put them on a Switch cartridge, and charge us $60. I'm sure people would go nuts, dude. But I can already tell that they won't do this for a very long time because of what they're doing with Nintendo Switch Online, this whole games as a service type of degeneracy. So this is very unlikely, but please make this happen. I want to... Let's take a break from the Nintendo bashing a bit and talk about something that would be so cool, and it almost happened many years ago, a DC's The Flash video game. Now, I'm a big fan of the DC TV shows, with The Flash being my second favorite, so The Flash has climbed up in the ranks of my favorite superheroes. He's definitely up there. Back in 2008, there was a Flash video game in development. You can find the beta footage online, and I think with today's technology and today's gaming market, this could be a killer game. This could be fantastic. Imagine like a Batman Arkham game or like a Spider-Man PS4, but with the Flash. You know, the same kind of intuitive combat combined with like just the fun of traversing the city. It would be awesome. Imagine this. Imagine you have just like a nice open world, central city, where traversing it is half the fun. Intuitive combat with the Flash's signature abilities from both the comics and the TV show. A vast, interesting rogues gallery to fight and choose from, and a slew of interesting characters that could be expanded upon and fought for a story mode. It would be fantastic. Like, I'm climaxing just thinking about this. Oh! Now obviously you'd have to scale down his speed a little bit, because obviously his top speed in any continuity is fast enough to traverse the like entire city in a fraction of a second. So obviously he'd have to be mad slow, but you know, within parameters he could totally seem fast but still not be that fast, you know what I'm saying? That's just about the only drawback I see though, so I'm not even gonna sugarcoat this anymore because I think I rest my case. This game would be awesome if they had it. So, those were 4 games that don't exist yet, but totally should. And I would love it if you could comment on what games that you think should be a thing, and maybe I'll make another video with your comments thrown in there, and maybe some more opinions, ideas if I come up with any. But, hey, whatever, I don't know. I've been MattCMG. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching this nice filler video until I get real videos out. Hey!